Hi, so I just wanted to bring together the information that I found most important and interesting in this page. So I'm going to start with the social hierarchy in Russia. So this social hierarchy was so important because its distribution was so uneven. You can read about each of the social classes down below, but I just want to talk about the things I found most important and interesting in this section. So there was a lack of a large middle class in Russia. Their middle class was so small and only made up 1.5% of the population. The peasants and serfs, on the other hand, made up more than 80% of the population. And as you can tell, that is a huge difference. It's also really important to note the horrible conditions the lower classes endured during this time period, and this sets the stage for the next era in Russia in which peasant revolts occur. And so that's really important. And it's also interesting that serfdom was far more extreme in Russia than it was in Europe. I think this played a part in how underdeveloped Russia was compared to Europe, especially once Europe gets rid of serfdom and Russia still continues practicing it. In this page, I also mention how it is in this era when Russia finally kicks out the Mongols. So this is done by Ivan III or Ivan the Great. And he is the one who leads the revolt against the Mongols and finally kicks them out. And this is a massive change for Russia. You might also notice that Peter the Great is mentioned frequently throughout the site, and this is most likely due to how big of an impact he had on Russia with his goal of westernization. So the most notable societal changes are seen in the nobility. So the nobility now have a European style of dress, and they have shaved beards, and they also have European manners and speak French. One of the things that stayed the same, however, were the serfs. The serfs are present in the beginning and end of this era, and their conditions did not change with westernization. If anything, under the rule of Peter the Great, their conditions worsened. Westernization did have a societal impact on noble women. For example, they could now attend social events, but there was little impact on non-noble women. You can read more about all this information down below, but I just wanted to touch on some of the things that I found important and interesting.